Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a weekly gaming news show, episode number 130. We made it, y'all. We are finally...
These are big numbers. These are some numbers.
Yo, we getting up there. We getting old. 130 episodes, 130 weeks of a weekly gaming news show with yours truly. My name is Trenell, and I'm here as always with the homeboy Todd, aka Up Jump the Boogie. It's been quite the week, man. A lot of things in gaming went down. We had the Game Awards happen. Yeah. We had some crazy releases with Smash Brothers coming out to almost universal praise. Especially on my end. I mean, that game has just been doing it for me. What about you, man?
It's a Nintendo game, so everybody's gonna have good things to say about it, right? How it works.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I'm surprised it didn't win any awards, even though it didn't come out until after the award show was over. But yeah, besides that, the Game Awards went down. Were you happy with the Game Awards? I didn't actually get a chance to watch the whole thing when it was live, but I did go back and retrace it. What were your thoughts on that? We're gonna talk more about it later, but
I picked it up about halfway through. I thought the award show was pretty good. It was a surprise. I had a surprise snub. I was surprised about. We'll talk about that, but yeah, I mean, I can't really disagree with many of the games that won, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I thought that there was an underabundance of games that were being represented. I thought that a lot more games should have been up for awards. It was kind of just like the same games over and over.
This seems
that's
like
just what I noticed.
This seemed like the AAA awards as opposed to
the actual video game awards. You know,
because
there was a lot of video games that came out this year. And not a lot of them were represented there, but we'll talk about that in our recap later on in the show. But yeah, we want to welcome everybody that's watching us. We are live on Twitch and on Facebook. All of the stories that we're going to talk about today, you can check those out. Our sources, that's going to be on our Facebook page. Make sure you follow us there because we do post there pretty often. And follow us on Twitter while you're at it. We are at AWGNS. You can keep up with me and Todd and see everything that we're doing. And you can follow us on our personal Twitters as well. I'll have that up on the screen so you guys can check that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the show. We're going to start things off with updates and corrections from our previous episode. Last week, we talked about Bethesda and how they advertised a particular product in their collector's edition, which was dubbed what they call it, the Power Armor edition. Yeah. They advertised a canvas duffel bag, and that's not what people got once they actually received the Power Armored edition in the mail.
Not even close.
Not even close. It was a nylon bag, and it was a very cheaply made nylon bag. And what a lot of people were up in arms about was the fact that they didn't communicate this properly to the consumers. There's always complications and changes when it comes to these like very expensive collector's editions, and this should have been something that was translated or given to the consumer, and it wasn't. And their responses, I think, is what made people the most upset. The way they responded.
Initially, there was a community manager or one of the developers or somebody's like, "Yep, that's what you got." When really, there's not much we can do about it.
Yeah.
And then additionally, after that, stoked the flames a bit. They gave players 500 atoms, which is equivalent to about $5 in game currency. And as you noted last week, that wasn't even enough to buy the bag in game.
No, because the actual canvas bag is represented in game, and it costs more than 500 atoms. So I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Another thing that had consumers tight was the fact that influencers and pro gamers and YouTubers, they actually were able to get a not the exact same canvas bag, but they got more like a book bag made out of the canvas material.
Yes.
And that was given to them for free. So influencers got free canvas bags, while the people that paid $200 for the Power Armor edition got the cheap, trash bag essentially.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
And the update, now that we got you all caught up, the update behind this story is that Bethesda will make good on the canvas bag promise. They're going to well, first what you have to do is provide them with proof of purchase, and they're gonna ship you a canvas bag.
Right. You go to their website, go to their support site, I should say, Bethesda support.bethesda.com, and you fill out the form and you provide proof of purchase and you'll get a bag. You have to do this by January 31st, 2019. So by the end of next month. They don't have any dates as to when you actually get your canvas bag, but they say you will be getting one. So there's that.
I mean, this should have. I mean, this is a problem that Bethesda definitely didn't need, and we're gonna talk more about Bethesda later on in the show. But this should have been the number one response. This should have been the response out of the gate. Like, yeah, we understand you guys are upset. Right. Let us fix it. Or they should have delayed the Power Armored Edition, or they could. There's a freaking endless universe of different ideas that they could have come up with besides what we actually got from them.
Right.
But it looks like they're going to actually make good on their promise and give people what they want, and that's all you can really ask for in the end,
Right.
It would be good if they actually made a decent game, because Fallout 76 is going through the ringer right now.
I've heard the stories.
Yeah, I've heard and seen videos, and oh god, it does not look well. In addition to some of the things that we're going to be talking about later, Bethesda is just not in a good place. But this is a shining light. Kind of like a North Star to show the right path for them. It's just a small thing that, a small positive in the sea of negativity that is surrounding Bethesda games right now. So that's good. Good for Bethesda and good for the people that shelled out that $200. I don't know why I don't know who would have paid.
Well, they got you got the wearable helmet. That's what the.
True that. Yeah. That's probably, and you know what, that essentially is like the reason or the main reason why a lot of people bought it.
Yeah.
But then when you get the trash bag, oh my god, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, you get the wearable T51, and I mean, to get that helmet wearable, that's cool. I don't know if it's worth $200, but if you're a big Fallout fan, it probably is though. So
yeah, and that's the thing. But yeah, that's our update from last week. This is where we like to put any stories related to stories that we covered before, if anything comes out of it, or if we have any kind of misinformation, we like to correct ourselves in this section. So if you ever catch anything like that, we want you to let us know. You can hit us up on social media and let us know about that. But we're going to go ahead and move on now to the quick hits. We're going to get into the current events, so to speak, with the quick hits. And these are short articles that popped up this week. Don't deserve a deep dive, but there are some things that we want to talk about. And so we're going to hit these really quickly. Let's go ahead and start with the first thing on the chopping block. And that is THQ Nordic still spending that money.
Yeah, they still out there shopping. They've got what did we say? Somewhere between 35 and 50 active projects, and they just keep piling on. Yeah, they went out and bought the rights to Carmageddon.
Yeah.
So it was originally owned by Stainless Games. I think the last game was in 2011.
2011.
They did have some releases. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Yeah, 2011. They had some releases on iOS and Android in 12 and 13. And it looks like they did a Kickstarter in 2015 for a remake or a reboot.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that. I don't think it was successful though. Did it actually?
Yeah, it did. Carmageddon Reincarnation in 2015. So they did Kickstarter or reboot Carmageddon Reincarnation in 2015. But it's been pretty much dormant since then. Okay. And yeah, I mean, if you're unfamiliar, Carmageddon is basically a crash game.
Yeah, just think of like Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal meets Destruction Derby type game. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with it. I mean, we can use a little more arcade car crashing. This one was a little brutal because you can run stuff over and you get blood and guts on your screen. And stuff
by
like
stuff
that.
we mean people in wheelchairs
and animals. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how that would go over in the age of outrage. I'm not really sure how this would go on.
Yeah, I can imagine it tone down some of the gore, or if they put it in there, it'd be throwing some aliens and robots in.
You're running over zombies instead of like actual like regular living humans, breathing people in your video games.
Exactly. But yeah, so
can you just imagine somebody just like fighting for the rights of like video game humans?
Oh,
ridiculous.
no. Oh,
ridiculous. And only in 2018, man.
Yeah.
It's only the 10th of December. 2018 still has some gas in the tank, my boy.
Man,
this year has been crazy.
Moving on. Speaking of crazy, and outrage. Madden 19 has deleted Kareem Hunt from the game. And you're wondering why they would delete Kareem Hunt if you're not a sports ball fan.
Sports ball.
Football in the sports ball in this case. Basically what happened is back in February, Kareem Hunt, who's a star running back, I think this is his second or maybe third year in the league. He's only 24 and he's a beast. But he was cut by Kansas City Chiefs because in February he got into an altercation. Video surfaced of the event where he essentially knocked the lady down, knocked this girl down. And that wasn't too bad because he didn't actually knock her down. He pushed a dude that was trying to hold him back.
Okay.
And he pushed that dude into the girl, and the girl fell down.
Oh.
But what he did that's unforgivable is that while she was down, he went and kicked her.
What?
Trying to get up. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So he was in an altercation with a guy.
No. So the story is he was out on the town.
Okay.
And he met these girls. They brought him back to to his house or whatever to hang out some more. Okay. He found out that they were 19 and he kicked them out.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, you guys got to go. And them being spoiled brats, apparently they just beat on his door for like 30 minutes screaming in the hallway or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And his girlfriend went out to confront them and like one of them punched her. And that's what set him off. And he was arguing, fussing with him, whatever. He didn't throw a punch, whatever. But at some point, he was pushed back by somebody, one of his guys. Somebody was pushing him back. And he shoved that dude. And the dude came flying because, he's a big old football player. The dude came flying into the frame. And he knocked the girl down. The dude that he pushed knocked the girl down. And then, like, while the girl was trying to get up, he, like, kicked her, like, in the shoulder or the side or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But that's, I mean...
Yeah, no, still horrible.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Like, the day the video came out, the Kansas City Chiefs cut him.
Okay.
He got suspended. The Kansas City Chiefs cut him. They say that he was... he lied to them. And he did an interview. He said, yeah, he wasn't truthful when he explained what happened. But... So all of that is to come to say, if you have Kareem Hunt on your Madden Ultimate team, he's no longer on your team, although you're going to get a generic named player with the same exact stats. So you're not really losing out there. I just find it interesting how fast EA came in to cut Kareem Hunt out of the game.
Yo, like they are up on it when it comes to like actual like live events that happen in the NFL. Like they want those, like if anything happens in the NFL, they want that guy not represented in the video games as well.
Yep.
Like previously when we talked about Kaepernick, and how even though he wasn't in the game, his name was in a song, I believe, and then they tried to bleep his name in the song or whatever.
Exactly. They censored that line in the song.
So yeah, they're definitely up on it, and which is crazy to think, because back in the day, rosters were the roster for any given game, for forever. They really didn't see roster updates like that. I haven't been, a football fan or a football video game fan for quite some time. So this doesn't really, matter to me personally. I just find it interesting, and I find it fascinating how quick, things happen in real life, and then they have to take action in game as well.
Right.
That just blows my mind a bit. Just how swift they
how fast it happened. It happened like a day or two later, a day or two after he was cut from the team. Hopefully he gets help, or he gets back. He gets a second chance. I mean, like I said, he's only 24 years old. But what he did is unacceptable. You don't do stuff like that. I mean, sure, she was in the wrong, whatever, but to physically accost her, especially just kicking her while she's just getting up off the ground, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, but we have seen football players do a lot worse and get back into the NFL. So we'll have to wait and see. That's another problem with sports right now. They just do not have any kind of like gauge of where okay, you do this, you're out. You do this, you're suspended. They don't really have a gauge. I think they're just going off by the seat of their pants. Yeah, off the cuff.
Yeah, it's off the cuff. So yeah, he's suspended. I mean, he's got released, but he's also suspended for 10 games. So even if a team picked him up, he can't play for 10 weeks while the league investigates.
Okay.
And what happens is the league investigates, and at the conclusion of 10 weeks, they'll go. He'll go plead his case, and they'll either reinstate him or not.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's also interesting and quite fascinating that they're giving you a generic no-name player with the exact same stats as him as a replacement on the Ultimate Team. I find that pretty fascinating as well.
They have to, because the Ultimate Team
people pay for that.
People pay for that. You can't
I paid for those stats, my guy.
You can't just delete the card, right? So they'll just replace him with Hunt Kareem, and then all is good, right?
Yeah, I guess. It'll be like back in the day when people couldn't license Michael Jordan, so they just had player and his like number 0 player on the Bulls.
Yep. And it's like that on it's like that in Madden right now, because there's a coaches union, a coaches group, and Bill Belichick, who's coaches for the Patriots, he's not a member, and because he's not a member of that, they can't use his likeness in the game. So anytime you see the Patriots coach is just like a generic coach, and it's not Bill Belichick. I forgot what usually it'll just say coach or Coach P or whatever.
That's funny. Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Yep. So that still happens.
Yeah. That's funny, man. It's weird because I haven't like been around sports games like that for a while, so I find it funny. But moving on, we got one more story in our quick hits, and this one is kind of sad, man, because we're coming up on Christmas. So the last thing you want to hear about is layoffs, and that is exactly what the case is with Daybreak Games laying off a substantial amount of their employees, right around Christmas time, and it sucks.
Yeah. So they sent out the pink slips. There's no word on how many. There's no exact number, but Daybreak Games has been struggling. We talked about them. Few weeks back, they shut down their esports league, and back in April they had a round of layoffs. At that time, they laid off 70 employees. Right. So they've been struggling. And Daybreak Games, they're the studio behind H1Z1, Lord of the Rings online, Dungeons and Dragons online.
They're also behind the DC Universe online as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Is that game even? I thought they shut. No, that was the Marvel one.
That's the Marvel one shut down. Yeah, DC Universe is still alive and kicking. My brother, he's while I was prepping for the show, my brother was like, "Oh yeah, I know Daybreak. They do DC Universe." He used to play that game a lot, and it just they have not. He hasn't been interested in it in a long time.
Right.
So the game pretty much fell off.
Yeah, it's I don't know what they're doing. If they're, because they just got H1Z1 on PS4, and they just actually bringing it out of beta, or was it early access? It just doesn't seem like their games are picking up a lot of steam. I don't have any firsthand account on any of these games, and to be quite honest, the games don't seem interesting to me, which is why I've not touched them, and that might be their trouble.
Yeah, I don't know, man. H1Z1 is kind of like the grandfather of the battle royale genre. But everybody has, pretty much moved on to either PUBG, Fortnite, or any of the other games that are implementing battle royale. Nobody really seems to be talking about H1Z1. And even when I see popular like streamers, streaming the game out, just for the lulls, it's empty, man. It's dead.
Nobody goes to watch it. Yeah, I think they took the route of Kodak. If you know about Kodak, they had digital sensors for digital cameras. They're like, that's not going anywhere. We're going to stick with film. And Canon and all those dudes did digital, and Kodak is a memory. And it's the same thing. H1Z1, Daybreak Games, they had the original battle royale genre game, and they just didn't innovate it. They didn't market it enough, and it just got surpassed by two of the two hugest games, which are Fortnite and PUBG, and then all the others that followed on board.
Yeah. They have a bunch of studios too. They have one in Boston, in Texas, and in South Korea as well. But their headquarters is in San Diego.
San Diego. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, they made Planet Side too. I remember that game.
Planet Side. Yep.
Oh, dang. Yeah, so a lot of like titles under their belt, but there's no interest in those titles as of right now.
If you look at all of the titles, they were popular at one time or another, but they never garnered the strong. It doesn't seem that they ever garnered the strong player base to maintain. Yeah, and that seems like to be their problem.
Yeah. So it is very unfortunate, especially around this time. But at least they're, not laying people off the same way that people were laid off with, other companies.
Oh. Yeah,
like Telltale.
They've got their proper notice. I think they'll be able to work through the end of the holidays, and then sometime next year, beginning of next year, they'll have to find new jobs.
Yeah. So unfortunate in that aspect, but that's just the nature of the beast. Hopefully, Daybreak Games can come out with something compelling that can keep people's interest for the long run. And maybe this is a sign that these type of games are just like falling off. I mean, I don't know, because you see what Daybreak has done and how other people have done the exact same thing, and those games just like stay popular.
Yeah, I think the problem isn't that these things are falling off. I just think that Daybreak did it and the other guys did it better. Yeah, maybe you're right. But yeah, those are our quick hits. If you guys want to, you can submit stories to us as well if you just want our opinion on them. So links will be down in the description where you can do that. You can hit us up on social media. You can also leave us stories in my Discord. I'll have a link to that as well. You guys can join and just put links in there to stories that you would just like our opinions on, and we'll do that in the quick hits section.